Yeah, hello. Identify stakeholders is the second process in the initiation process group, and it is associated with stakeholder management knowledge area. So before getting into it, let us try to understand the definition of a stakeholder. A stakeholder is anyone who is affected positively or negatively by doing a project or by delaying it is a stakeholder. I'll repeat again. Anyone who is affected positively or negatively by doing a project or by not doing a project or by delaying a project is a stakeholder. So this may involve definitely the project team members, the sponsor, the local citizens, the government agencies, sometimes even the competition, the subcontractors, the political leaders. It is a wide canvas, it's a wide spectrum of people that will come under the gamut of or the definition of stakeholders. Anyone who is affected positively or negatively by doing a project or by delaying a project or by not doing a project comes under the purview of stakeholders. Now, let us go to the input side of it. We have the project charter coming in as an input. Project charter was the output of developed project charter process, which was the first process under initiation. Then the procurement documents. We would have signed, we would have made by this time a lot of procurement documents like statement of work, maybe contract signed, a contract copy, contract signed with the subcontractors, contract signed with the customer. So request for informations, request for proposals. So a lot of documents could be available by this time. Everything comes under the procurement documents. So if you are proposing to buy something from a supplier, the supplier also will get into the stakeholder register. If you are planning to outsource some work to a contractor, that person also, that entity also will come under the stakeholder register. That's why we are saying even procurement documents is an input for identifying the stakeholders. Then the enterprise environmental factors. Maybe if you want to really understand the other stakeholders, especially from the government side, the legal side, enterprise environmental factors helps. Then we have the organizational process assets. Historical data from past projects will help to identify the stakeholders. Tools and techniques. Meetings is one tool and technique. Then we have the stakeholder analysis. First we identify the stakeholder, then we try to classify them based on these grids like power influence grid. So we get 4 quadrants like high power high influence, low power low influence, low power high influence, low power low influence kind of categories. Then power interest grid, high power high interest, high power low interest, low power low interest, low power high interest kind of quadrants. Then influence impact grid, high influence high impact, low influence high impact, low influence low impact, and high influence low impact kind of classification also possible. So you come out with a stakeholder register, then you perform the stakeholder analysis. Then expert judgment is also a tool for identifying stakeholder. Then we have the salience model. Again, it depends on how urgent is the stakeholder's needs are, how powerful the stakeholder is, and how legitimate the stakeholder's demands are, kind of classifications possible. After performing all these things, the output side, we have the stakeholder register, and stakeholder register can contain the identification information, assessment information, and the classification based on the stakeholder analysis. So we discussed about the definition of a stakeholder. Then we saw the input side of the process. Then we discussed about the tools and techniques. And we discussed about the output part as well. Now I request you to go to the relevant part of the project management body of knowledge. The page numbers are given below this video in the text. So just go to the relevant portion of this. That is, primarily you should go and read identify stakeholders in project management body of knowledge. Thank you.